Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Kim Hoang, the Asian sensation, and we're here once again with our great installment of our episode mini. That's right, we're back at it again. Basically, an episode mini is an episode where we take a full length and we condense it within 10 minutes. Sometimes it's on time where we get it right on the 10-minute mark. Sometimes it, takes a little less, which is, ideal. Or it goes a little bit, above, which is okay because sometimes it be like that. So I just wanted to actually make an episode mini for two reasons. Number one, I had an idea that I wanted to go ahead and put it out in a format of an episode mini. So that was the main thing. Because, when I talk about something, I can go ahead and talk about it and condense it out there. And the fact that, we didn't really get a chance to do an episode mini in a while, this was a good, time to bring it back. The second reason, I think the most important reason, is that this week we will not have a full-length episode. That doesn't mean that we won't have one. It's just not going to happen this week. So, no worries. It's all good. We're here, and we're going to do it, and we're going to talk about something that I feel like I want to revisit. Back on episode 30, I had a little episode where one of the things that I was talking about, one of the segments, was training in the dojo versus training solo, meaning training on your own versus training in the school. And there was a lot of things that kind of got in confusion. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about it again, bring it back into the light. Hopefully this will not bring any confusion, that people might understand a little bit about what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to do, things of that nature. So let's just go ahead and try to go in with it. Now, when it comes to martial arts training, it's incredible and it's wonderful. And per the individual, it's very personal on how they do it. Sometimes, though, there is a situation where the person, the martial artist that is training, for some weird reason, may not be training in the martial arts studio that they train at. There could be a lot of reasons. Some reasons that that I can tell you right now that through personal experience, we are professional working people where we have a full-time job. Sometimes it's like a Monday through Friday kind of deal. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., let's say. And depending on the situation, whether if it's the distance or just a workload or something like that, it really consumes our time. You know what I mean? And there's no way that we would be able to get to the class on time. Sometimes certain people just kind of want to stay away from the studio, and they just kind of need time to just kind of reflect on their own, and they want to just keep their thoughts and their mental in a good area and so forth, because maybe there's a lot that's going on and they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe sometimes it's just something where a person needs to figure it out on their own. So for that reason, there are some times where that martial artist would just say, you know what, I'm going to train on my own for a little while and so forth. Now, for me, I don't think there's anything wrong, because I feel like any type of martial art training that you do is good, because you're putting yourself out there, you're staying busy, you're trying to maintain the knowledge that you can. However, on the other side of the coin, that is a little bit risky. A lot of professional martial art teachers out there, especially ones with the high level of black belt, like the higher degree, would say that, you're not going to get a lot done. You're not going to get everything done the way that you should get stuff done. You're not going to go ahead and absorb the information and learn the correct techniques and so forth. You're not going to get pushed the way that you need to be pushed in order to get yourself to understand the situation and to challenge yourself to the higher level of, where you can go, in terms of your potential, if you will. Sometimes, you just might miss out on things that you need, that, solo training can't get you or can't give you. And that is truth. At the end of the day, I think it's really important to understand this. On one side of it, solo training, it's not bad to the sense that, at least you are training. You're not giving up. You didn't quit. But on the other side, guys, when you step away from the dojo or the dojang or the martial arts school that you train at, when you step away from there, training is just definitely not the same, and I can definitely agree on that. Now, where you go with it is entirely up to you. Do you feel like hey, maybe I can get a lot done doing this on my own, training on my own, and so forth? Or do I need to go ahead and actually train in with the rest of the class in school? Or there's always an option C. I've always said in life, there's always three options in life. There's an A, there's a B, there's also a C. The option C is to utilize both. Go ahead and attend the classes, get everything that you need to get done, learn, and then on the off time, when you're not training in class, train on your own. You know what I mean? I think that it can work hand in hand well, together, gung-ho, like peanut butter and jelly. I have heard a lot of people that would train about 4 or 5 times a week, and then when they're not training in the school, that they can train on their own, work on some stuff, just so that they can maintain it, so that when they go into class the next time, it's pretty much locked and loaded and ready to go. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. Whatever door that you go through, no matter what rabbit hole that you jump into, the choice is always yours. It's whether or not what you feel is necessary and what you think would work well for you. And as long as if it's working, it can't be that bad. But just remember one thing, guys. Whatever type of practice that you put out there, you are the product of that. You are the product, the result of that product, if you will. So, lots to think about. That's all that I got for you. I want to say thank you so much for joining us on this episode mini. We really appreciate it. As always, please like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on all the podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Audible, and iHeartRadio. Please like and subscribe to them on all of those platforms. Please spread the word of our podcast, whether if you're actually sharing it on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now known as X, or even things like TikTok or Snapchat, or tell people in person. Let them know. Sharing is caring. And we do appreciate that. So that being said, guys, for the one time here, recording it for you here in Wheaton, Maryland, over at the Prototype Studio. This is Kim Hoang with another great installment of the Kim Hoang podcast experience, our episode mini version. Yeah. So thank you so much for everything. We appreciate it. We love y'all. We'll continue on doing what we do best, and we will have that full-length episode coming in next week. I do promise you that. But I got to get going, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. But I got to get out of here. All right? Y'all take it easy. Be safe. And, just keep the positivity and the positive way of life out in the open. All right? I'll talk to y'all soon. Deuces. I'm out. Peace.